Hey guys, this is Dave at TCG. I'm doing a voiceover of one of the gameplays, Draw Law versus Odin. I feel like doing a gameplay will show you guys the real life examples compared to hypothetical examples on my first video. So if you guys do enjoy videos like this, please let me know. I'm playing luxury tournaments for the Ulthar Zoro still and the Ulthar Kinemon, so there is more gameplay to be done if you guys feel like you guys want to see more of this content. If you want to see OP02 gameplay, also let me know. I'm willing to do that too, and I'll talk about that towards the end of the video. So let's go ahead and start. Let me replay back. So I went first, unfortunately, because my opponent is smart, then went second. So I went ahead and played Nami, picked Rush Zoro, and then his turn he went ahead and played Bonnie and played the activate effect and picked Punk Gibson. Let me just go ahead and tell you guys, for new green players, never do that. Never play your searcher and activate her because now she's not going to be safe. And the way you plus with her in green, like I said, is the second deck that can plus not only draw law, just less efficiently, is green. So try to keep your Bonnie safe. Only use her when you can safely protect her. You feel like you can safely protect her, and then you can hopefully start plussing with green. So I went ahead, and that includes not only, so you have your Bonnies, Momos, and then Rhizos, right? All those three should play those same theories behind it, so you can go ahead and draw cards. So on my turn, of course, I'm gonna go ahead and kill the Bonnie so he doesn't plus, he just replace. I went ahead and activate my Bonnie, and I picked Pistol. The reason I picked Pistol was because against any green deck, even though I don't play too much against Odin, Pistol is good to have. So then I activated Bonnie, got Pistol, and then I protect the Bonnie with using Capone. You guys saw earlier, the reason I showed them the Banish Yamato was because I told them I wasn't going to attack them. Do you care if I got permission that I can record this match? And he just asked me a question. So I went and showed them my card in hand just because I don't mind it. It's a casual match. And I do like to explain things, so that's why I'm doing this video. So he went ahead and played Okiku. Okiku is a threat that I'm gonna have to remove, but then now my Bonnie is safe because he's gonna attack with Oden. I protect with Capone, and then my Bonnie's gonna plus, right? That's what I thought in my mind. What actually happens, he activates Odin's ability to trash Landawano to restand to Dawn so that he can play Cat Viper. The other name is Nekomamushi, but I call him Cat Viper. So then he rests my Capone, allowing him to swing over Bonnie. And as you guys know, we're not gonna go ahead. We're not gonna protect the Bonnie, even though I will plus with her next turn, because then I will use all my card in hand. So then I'll minus more. So never really protect the Bonnie unless it's super late game, and then it doesn't matter at that point. So Bonnie gets swung, unfortunately. So then it's gonna be my turn next. I'm just waiting for him to pass turn, but I think he's gonna play a Momo here too, and he's just thinking about it. And there he is. So there's the Momo. And then he passes turn, so I'm gonna go ahead and draw and restand. So I'm over here thinking what to do. That's another thing you guys want to do with draw law. Is it's a grind deck because you're not gonna attack his life until you see Yamato. You gotta make sure he has no cards in hand. So go ahead and start thinking when your opponent is playing, so then you maximize, especially in a tournament setting, you don't waste time and then lose to time like I did to that one kid matchup. So I'm going here and play Pistol to kill the Okiku, because unfortunately I don't have Cat Viper or Izo in hand, so I have to get rid of it, and then with the extra Dawn play Capone. Even though I did take my time because this is a casual match, normally in a real match I would have just draw, restand, play Pistol, play Capone, and then turn. But I am playing a little slower, not only for you guys so you guys can see, but also from the respect of my opponent in a casual match. So on his turn, he went ahead and activated Momo. He's gonna go ahead and pick Danjiro. I didn't see what that card is because the camera cut off as you guys saw, so I asked him to just show me again, and it is Danjiro. Danjiro is a very strong card. It's a 5-drop 7k beater, and it has a strong effect that with 1 Dawn on him, make him an 8k beater, he gets to restand 2 Dawn. The reason I didn't put him in law deck is because he only activates if the leader is Odin, and the deck is really too tight, so even though 5-drop 7 it is still nice to have and it's searchable with Land of Wano, I'll prefer to have other cards. So he goes and swings at my life. Huge mistake there. Not the opponent's fault, just he doesn't know. But because he did not, because he attacked my leader, I'm able to see more cards. And you guys, we are very happy to see more cards. So try not to attack draw law unless unless you really have to. That's your deck's niche, like rush law or rush zoro, right? So here I'm gonna calculate my move just to be safe. I don't want to play a misplay, so I'm gonna go ahead and play Kiku here if I'm not mistaken, and then play Otama. The reason I play Otama is mainly because I'm gonna go ahead and play Pot of Greed. And Pot of Greed, if we went ahead and count, I went ahead and I'm gonna -2 for the Otama and the Pot of Greed, and I'm gonna +2, so I'm gonna go ahead and become even. If you want to count the Kiku as part of that play, then I'm technically a -1 from this whole play in general. I could have went ahead and become really even if I had the Bouncer Law, but I don't think I had him, so I had to play Yamato. Yamato's a good pick here because it adds pressure to my opponent now that I have the card I need to really make him waste his cards in hand and knows he's going to get attacked with a banish card, and he has no blockers. So here we can talk about why that shows Otama over Nami. And the reason is another concept is thinking ahead. Due to playing a lot of matches, and to those who are newer, you're gonna see that some of the opponent plays are gonna be predictable. So in my prediction, he's gonna go ahead and swing with Danjiro, Cat Viper, and his leader. So what can I do to efficiently play my next turn? I have Okiku out on the field, so even if he plays a blocker, I can block one of his attacks with my blocker, leaving one space open. Play Otama to make the Danjiro a 5k. Put 2 down on Okiku, swing a 7k to a 5k, resting the blocker. And then now the Danjiro has to waste 2 cards in hand, or the Punk Gibson that he got earlier, to protect the Danjiro, and then I just keep swinging at it, right? That's why I'm thinking in my head, and that's why I chose Otama. But if you went ahead and picked Nami up, Nami's still not a bad choice because if he kills the Otama, then you can play Nami, and then the Nami will +1 because it replaces itself already the first round of the match picking the Rush Zoro, right? But anyway, so point being, either one would be a good option, but I chose Otama due to the foresight of my plays. So here goes, he attacks my life. I will gladly take it and then use the Capone for the Oden attack. So we'll see when he attacks with Odin. So he's just still thinking, thinking. So he's gonna put 2 down, and then I'm gonna block for Capone. Now here's another concept I guess to talk about is knowing your board efficiently. I want him to attack so I can use the Capone so I can have a free space to then play the Otama without killing my card, because you can only have 5 characters card out at a time, and you don't want to kill one of your characters to play another character because now you become less efficient. So here you go, he attacks 7 to leader, you see me blocking with the Capone, but then he takes it back. And this is a casual match, so I don't mind him taking it back. But then I made a mistake, and now he's saying 6k to leader, and instead of going with the game plan that I was telling you guys about, I went ahead and dropped the card in hand. And you guys are gonna see that's a huge mistake. Because now I'm not playing the strategy I wanted to play. And let's go ahead, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about like a hypothetical, even though the whole point of this was to show you guys no hypotheticals, but how important it is to play efficiently. So pretend the Capone actually died and not me wasting Otama. I would have played Otama here for 1, like I told you guys, and then put 2 down on Okiku, swinging a Danjiro that's 5k, resting that Capone, right? I exactly told you guys why I picked Otama to my hand to do this play. But because I didn't do it, he went ahead and just did a 1k block instead of using the Punk Gibson. So now I have to still get rid of Danjiro, wasting more cards and resources than him wasting more resources. So I'm more here thinking like, oh man, I just realized I messed up my efficient play. And this is casual, and like I said, even if I didn't do it efficiently, like you guys can see here, it's not a big deal because I'm still gonna win the game in the long run, just because the strategy is already implemented. But you still want to play efficiently as possible, because if you start making mistakes like this in casual, it can translate to tournaments to those who want to play competitively. So if you guys want to play competitive, you don't have to treat your casual like a hardcore match, but just treat it as an example, so then you build good habits. And then as long as you build good habits, when you play competitively, it won't happen. So that's one reason I'm talking about efficiency here. So now imagine if also Tama. I went ahead and played Pot of Greed. Of course, most players don't know what Pot of Greed does, so he does what most players do, even the treasure cups and the high competitive level. They ask me what it does. I went ahead and rest 2, draw 2, so I'm over here plusing 1. I grab my Bouncer Law, grab the Nami, I would have grabbed the Otama, and then I play Rush Zoro. Now imagine Danjuro stole 5k. We're talking about a Rush Zoro swinging 5 to 5, making him waste another card in hand. But instead, I have to use 2 down here to swing 7 to 7 because I did not play the Otama like I planned due to my misplay. So even these little things, guys, you see how now I'm suffering up for it because I did not play efficiently. So I know he only has 2 cards left in hand, one being Pump Gibson. And again, making another mistake, guys. I'm calling myself out, even though I played this game a lot and won the side tournament Treasure Cup. I'm still making silly mistakes here. I should have put the 2 down on Zoro and swing 7k with Zoro, because the Pump Gibson cannot target my Yamato or my Law Blocker. It will just target the Capone, which I don't mind. So he made a mistake here and then used Izo. So then now I know he only has Pump Gibson in hand, so I'm over here baiting the Pump Gibson to just make him use it. But then again, I made a mistake and did not use the Zoro. But he made a mistake again. Look at all these mistakes being happened, guys. And instead of resting the Zoro that he knows he has no more cards in hand, I know he doesn't have more cards in hand. So now the Danjiro is free here for a 7k swing. So he could have rested the Zoro. I mean, yeah, I would have kept my 2 blockers alive, so again, that still will be fine. But at least the Danjiro will be still alive for him to then try to make a comeback. And now we're gonna go towards the closing of the game, guys. Here you can see I have a lot of cards in hand. I have board control, and now he's only playing 1 card in hand. So here he has to decide: do I go for the threat Yamato and then he just clears my board, and then I'm only gonna play with 1 card left in hand until he draws another Yamato, or does he already have another Yamato in hand, or do I try to go for game? And he chose to go for game, so he's just gonna go and go straight to my leader. And at this point, I know I'm winning, because this happens every game, guys. This is your average game. As you guys can see, I did not draw amazing. I did not draw my bounce law in curve, but I drew just normally. I did not whiff anything, which is what you want to see at least. And with the way the ratio is, like I explained in the first video, you should not whiff early. So you just close out the game like you normally do. So here he's going to swing 7k. I'm going to go ahead and counter with 8. I could technically take it, but I'd rather just, since I'm going to end the game next turn, I'd rather just play it safer. So 8k counter here. And what I mean by the game is over is, what can he really do now? So let me just show you again another future side what I'm thinking. He's going to go ahead and swing out with Raizo now, so that he can draw a card. So he's only going to have 2 cards in hand. He most likely is going to play one of them, unless they're both 2 events. So he's going to have 1 card in hand next turn. He has a blocker that's going to get arrested permanently with Okiku, since he's not going to go for the Okiku. And if he does, I can block it with the Law Blocker. And if he goes for Yamato, I can either let it go and still focus on clearing board, or block it with the Law Blocker. Either option is fine. So when it comes back to my turn, I'm going to put 1 on Okiku, kill the Raizo, rest the blocker, kill the blocker, and kill the Cat Viper, cleaning the board. And if my Yamato is still alive, if he has only 1 card left in hand, I technically only use 1 Don for the stuff I just told you about. So swinging 7k to leader with 1 card in hand, unless I feel like it's a Gibson, then I'll do a 9k. the Yamato's going to go through, he has no board. I set up for next turn, and then do the same thing. So here, he took back another play, which I don't mind, and then play Odin's wife. I don't know Odin's wife's name. That is a spoilers alert, I guess, for people that hasn't watched One Piece for the Wano arc. But that's all I know her as. So Odin's wife. Is that Odin's wife? No, dude, that's Let me not even spoil it. But it's the sister. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you guys know. But I don't know her name, so I do apologize for that, guys. So apparently, I asked what she does because I know I never seen anybody play her. So what she does, she restands Scabber, 9 Scabber. So he restanded Cat Viper, which threw me off. I'm like, oh, okay, so now he's more attack. So now I'm doing the math again because my math has been thrown off. But I should still be fine. He's swinging with 2 7K swings. I'm gonna take one of them and then block the other. And then after I block the other, I'll probably use like a 2K counter with the block so then it keeps the law alive for more pressure if I want to end the game. So there you go. There's the Ezo. Like I mentioned before, I don't need the Ezo since so Kiku is gonna do that job. Uh, and yeah, and so again, very important. So even I'm gonna just walk through this play here, just to another point. When you're knowing you have game and you're gonna win out, don't go greedy. There's no point. You can see here that I could have done way more things with my Don. But now that he has no cards in hand, instead of the hypothetical example I was telling you about having 1 card in hand, now my Yamato can swing 5K for free. But still, you have to play in order because you have to rest that blocker. So you're going to see here, like I said, though, Kiku goes first at the Raizo, resting the blocker. Now my Yamato is swinging with Banish, double attack, no triggers activate for 5K 2 liter. And I did this in the Treasure Cup a lot of times, guys. I remember my first round, I did it with double Yamato, both 5K, when my opponent having no cards in hand. So 5K to the Cat Viper, 5K to the Capone, and as you guys see, I have 9 Dawn not used, and it feels bad. People are like, man, you should use your Dawn, use your dog officially, but I am. Right here, the only thing that officially I can do is bounce my Zoro for maybe next turn if I want to play a Rush Zoro, and then play either a Searcher or a blocker. And the reason I'm taking it a little too long is I'm making sure what she doesn't do anything else that I don't know because I never played her. And she doesn't. So I went ahead and I think I played a killer blocker with a Dawn under it to make him active, and like that just secures the game. There's no point of me swinging, which I could with my Law blocker, because I just think worst case scenario, guys. Swing with Law, hits a Punk Gibson, he rests my other blocker, and now I only have killer blocker, and for some reason there's a chance that he could win. That just gives a chance. Now because I have a lot of cards in hand, it doesn't matter even if that happens. But why take that risk? So no reason to pull those down. No reason to play my Rush Luffy if I had one on top to keep pressuring. You're gonna win now next turn, guaranteed. What can he do with 1 card in hand? Nothing much. So you're just gonna have to just play it slow here, even though it's a guaranteed win. You just want to still play most effectively, efficiently, and don't get pressure on using all your Dawn when you don't have to. Just to try to get out as much as you can in 1 turn. That can bite you guys. So that's just a quick showing example of slow playing. So he goes here and rests my Capone. So imagine, guys, if I swung and hit a Gibson, so he could have rested my killer and then just swung out uh, 13K to my life. And even though I could have protect myself, imagine if I couldn't and I went from a guaranteed win to a loss because I wanted to go greedy, right? So that's just some last advice I can give you guys for this final take here. Here I'm just gonna get in 5K to life and the game, and then I just talk to him about a little bit of the draw law deck, and that's it. So that's the match of draw log. Good example of draw log. Got to show you some combos, some plays to play defensively. And if you guys like this video, man, let me know. Like I mentioned before, please throw in the comments. I'm willing to do these videos. They do help. If there's any tips, please also let me know, since I am new to this. And I'll try to make these videos better, guys. I hope you guys learn from this video. The next video I'm gonna post is opening of 2 OP02 boxes, so you guys can see my release. Um, and then that's basically it, guys. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know, and TC signing out.